Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? Now look, this is gonna be a follow-up on that situation with the woman that abandoned her 3 kids out in Pontiac, right? Alright, so I got a little update for y'all. And I'm gonna let y'all hear this video first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you my commentary on it. Alright.
Amounts to a denial of bond. So what I'm going to do is modify based on the information that we have that is verified. So I'm going to modify the bond in this case. I'm still requiring a cash bond for purposes of ensuring that the defendant returns to court to give further support to protection of the public and to prevent reoffending. But I'm going to reduce the bond to a $50,000 cash bond at this point with the following conditions. The defendant will be on pretrial services supervision. There's to be no alcohol or illegal drug use, no possession of a weapon, no assaultive conduct of any sort while this case is pending, no contact with any child under the age of 18, absolutely no contact with the alleged victims in this case. That means no contact at all, including no personal contact, phone calls, text messages, no reaching out to parties who have control of those children right now, no contact with them whatsoever. I am going to impose a home confinement electronic monitoring device. The defendant may not leave home except for medical emergencies, court appearances, court-ordered testing. And if employment can be verified, it is not verified at this point, then seeking and maintaining employment. But at this point, that has not been verified. So I don't want there to be any confusion in indicating that the defendant can go to and from work. We need verification first. Any other travel will require permission of the court. No return to the address of the alleged incident. No return to the address of the alleged victim. Any changes of address would have to be provided to the court within 24 hours. Those would be the modifications to the bond at this point. Any questions as to what the court is requiring? And I will note that Ms. Bryant be aware that if you violate any condition of release, you would be subject to arrest without a warrant and may have your bond forfeited, revoked, new conditions imposed in addition to any other penalties if you are found in contempt of court. Any questions, Ms. Kirandongo, as to what the court is requiring?
Just a clarification, so that's still no surety?
Correct.
All right. So look, right? You heard what the judge said. She went from a $250 million bond all the way down to a $50,000 bond, cash surety. Now, I covered this story. I did it in my live. So if you want to, get the backdrop on how it all started and everything, you can go to my live. Her picture is in the thumbnail, and it says she abandoned her kids. She left her kids alone for like 5 years straight, and they finally caught up with her, and they took her to jail. So the judge that arraigned her gave her a $250 million bond. Now, if you want to go from the top and follow the story from the top, just go to your Google search or your YouTube search and just type in Pontiac, Michigan woman abandoned her kids. The story will pop up, So, what the judge gave her a $250 million bond, cash at that. I covered that story instantly, And I was saying that the judge was just flexing her muscle. Because don't nobody get a bond like that. That's some El Chapo type shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that type of bond, I knew that it was just a straight flex, And again, I said that in my live, so you can go check out the live on it. I definitely said this already, So with it being $250 million cash, who got that kind of money? Cash at that. You know what I'm saying? And then if you do get that kind of money, is you about to blow that on buying her out? Like, everything about that whole buying just didn't make sense. And I was breaking that down about how I felt about it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, that was just a straight flex. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the hell you seen with that kind of money? The only person you seen with that kind of money was like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me that it's going to take a Floyd Mayweather to go bail her out of jail? It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew that shit was way far-fetched anyway. You know what I'm saying? But now, out of nowhere, her buying get drastically reduced. And the clip that I just showed you, it's like a 35-minute clip. I just chopped it down to 2.5 minutes or something like that to just give you the verdict on her new buying. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to follow the whole video, you can go to Click on Detroit in your YouTube search and click that channel, subscribe to it. You will see the video. The video will pop up about the Pontiac woman, that abandoned her kids, so you can catch the full story there. Now, like I said, with the judge giving her that type of bond, that was just crazy work. You know what I'm saying? Now, the county jail that she is in is Oakland County Jail. I done told y'all about Oakland County plenty of times. Oakland County is one of the richest counties in Michigan. Oakland County has nothing but prestigious cities in its county. So basically, pretty much most of the people that stay in their county have money. You got some people that don't got no money, but mainly Oakland County is money. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Oakland County don't play. They don't play. They don't play. You know anything about Oakland County? You know about the 1200 building. That's the court system, all of that, child support, all of that is in that 1200 building. They do not play. It's a very prestigious county. They don't play. It's only one city in Oakland County that is poverty, which is Pontiac. What we here to talk about, the city of Pontiac. Pontiac, if this is the size of Detroit, this about Pontiac of Detroit, right? But Pontiac get busy just like Detroit, right? Oakland County Jail is in Pontiac, Michigan. Why you think the county jail is next to this ghetto city? The only ghetto city of that county. They got that jail right there for a reason. Walk them niggas on into the jail. Because the rest of them counties, they don't have the rest of them cities in Oakland County, they don't have them problems. Troy, Rochester Hills, Royal Oak, Birmingham, West Bloomfield, Southfield, Oak Park, Huntington Woods, Ferndale, whole lot of cities in Oakland County that don't have them problems at all. All suburban cities. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Pontiac ghetto ass. So they got Pontiac right here, and then they got Oakland County Jail right next to it. Pontiac don't even have a police system. Yeah. All the other cities in Oakland County, they have police departments. Pontiac doesn't have a police department, so it's not no Pontiac police. It's strictly sheriffs and state troopers. And guess where they coming from? They coming from that county jail that's right next to Pontiac. So every time something happened in Pontiac, the sheriffs and the state troopers coming from that county jail is coming from the county jail, going into Pontiac, picking them up, and bringing them right back to the county jail, right next door to them. They don't even have a police department. This how Oakland County roll. I told y'all my stories about Oakland County. Well, as you know, I just started this channel, in August, very next month, September. I went to jail. I went to jail for 1 week. And you can go back in my videos when I was talking about, getting out of jail, getting back and, things like that. That was from when I got out of jail. I only went to jail for 1 week. I got sentenced to 10 days, but I only had to do 7, In the county, you get good time. So off of 10 days, 3 days got knocked off. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I had to go to jail for that week, let me bag that up a little bit, right? So I told y'all when I had the Tesla, when I was renting the cars and shit, I had the Y model. And I told y'all I came up on 20 bands. I already had cheese, but I ended up hitting a little lick on the side for 20 bands. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling good, liquored up, all of that shit. I told y'all I ended up in Southfield. The Southfield police ended up taking me to jail and shit, on the OWI, operating while intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? So I told y'all all that. That's how this happened. This was in Oakland County. The city of Southfield is in Oakland County. So I went to Oakland County Jail. Well, after all of that, they put me on probation. I was on probation for 1.5 years for being asleep in my car on some drunk shit. I'm in the parking lot asleep in my car. I ended up with 1.5 years of probation out of Oakland County. This is what I mean. Oakland County don't play. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the probation, basically I did a whole year of it. And after that, I just couldn't deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got some heavy stipulations. I just got tired of this shit. So I'm like, you know what? Just give me my jail time so, y'all could fucking terminate me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of this shit, So my PO was like, all right. So like, I'm going to give you 10 days in jail and then terminate your probation. I was like, big. So I had to go to court, get sentenced on it. I had to turn myself in. I did my week. I got back out. Again, I got the videos showing, when I missed that week and I came back with my videos, I showed the paperwork before I went to jail and all of that. So, you want to go through that, it's in my videos. But anyway, my point of that is that I know Oakland County Jail. I done been in Oakland County Jail plenty of times. And I was recently just there a couple of months ago, just a couple months ago. So I know this jail, like, they don't fucking play. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard that bond, I was like, man, that's Oakland County Jail for you. You know what I'm saying? That's OCJ. That's how they is. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm getting at with this is that dramatic drop like that. I think that the system seen that she basically overcharged that girl, with a bond like that. I think the judge would have got off better if the judge would have just said no bond. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying some crazy shit like that, $250 million. Now, if she would have said $2.5 million, might have got away with that, But $250 million, come on, man. Don't nobody get a bond like that, And let's just keep it all the way 100, Didn't nobody die in this situation, with no kidnappings or nothing like that. It was just child neglect. Yeah, it was a whole lot of neglect for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone it at all. But the honest truth, at the end of the day, the way how you got to look at the case for what it is, it was just neglect. So yes, a $250 million bond was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So what I think is that the system had, they had to correct themselves. They're like, hey, this bond for this kind of case is way out of hand, So what happened? They called her case back out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just an immediate immediate court date for a bond change, a drastic bond change at that. And it's in front of a new judge. So that tell me that the system is investigating that judge that originally arraigned her. Now, I'm not saying that the judge is going to get in any trouble or anything like that. because, you know, they all work together. You know, it is what it is. But sometimes the system has to be corrected too. Don't always think that the system just get away with everything and all. Yeah, they do. Of course, it's they shit, you know, but at the same time, they do correct themselves at times. Not all the time, but they do correct themselves at times. And I think this was just one of them times where they had to correct themselves, where they was like, hey, that bond is just way out of hand. You know what I'm saying? So with them having to go over the case and put a new judge on the case, the new judge had to go by all the guidelines in the case. You know what I'm saying? You got to think everything of a case, your whole background breakdown, everything, all of that drop points on your case. So basically, like I said, it wasn't no fatalities. It wasn't no robberies. It wasn't no kidnapping. The kids wasn't getting touched or anything like that. They wasn't no, you know, slaves, no workers or none of that. They was just trapped in the house. You know what I'm saying? So after the judge, you know, had to rescale everything and all of that shit broke down, it brought her bond down to a reasonable price. Now she in field goal range to be set free. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the kids didn't get hurt. Yes, they have been traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. But they haven't been hurt. You know what I'm saying? They might have been hurt mentally, but they haven't been hurt physically. And that's the systems thing. You know what I'm saying? Is the physical hurt. It wasn't really no physical hurt. So you got to think them type of things break down points in your case. And the more the points come down, the more your bond come down. Also, what hurt being a female. That shit break down points on your case. Where you get that from, Mr. Roll Up? Let me give you a little backdrop real quick. In Michigan, it's about 50 male prisons for men. It's about 50 of them, right? Different prisons in different cities all over Michigan. It's about 50 of them, right? For the men. Guess how many it is for the women? 10? Hell no. 5? Fuck no. 3? No. 1. It's 1 female prison in the whole state of Michigan. So it's 50 male prisons all over the place. And then you got 1 female prison. That alone tell you that women get the upper hand in the system. Child support, criminal cases, civil court, whatever court, family court, court after court. Women have the upper hand on men. I just proved it with the ratio of prisons. Even if it's not that many women committing crimes like men, it still should be at least like 5 female prisons on site, just in case anything do happen. Nah, it's just 1. Even if them other 4 are not being occupied, it should be female prisons just in case they need that space. No, they only have 1. So that alone just show you being a female also is another element to your case. That to get your bond reduced and get your time lowered, all type of shit, leniency on your case, all type of shit, just for being a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Also, with her bond being changed like that, you know, they got her on full court press. You know, she on house arrest. She can't go nowhere. If she do get this bond, she can't go nowhere, you know, but to go report, you know, take whatever courses they want her to take, things like that. So I'm gonna throw this in there. That tells me that she looking at some time. Maybe not a lot of time, but some time, you know, because Oakland County is greedy like that. That's why they so rich. They'd take that little 50,000 real quick. All right, cool. Let her out, but she gonna be strapped to the house. You know what I'm saying? Until that court date, until we bake her ass, you know, however it go. Because Oakland County is petty like that. And they know she in Pontiac. They know she ain't walking distance. You know what I'm saying? They could walk from the courthouse to her house if they have to. She ain't walking distance. You know what I'm saying? So they allowing it, to give her freedom, but the freedom ain't free. She gonna be strapped to the house to her court date. You know what I'm saying? They know what they doing, But I think that they looking at that judge, investigating the judge, got her under some type of paperwork. They watching her or whatever. I think what it is that this go under like a hatred crime, some type of hatred act that they got going on in their system. Where you getting at with that? Well, let me tell you like this. When you in jail, you know how they say you got jailhouse lawyers? Well, them basically inmates that can't stay out of jail. They always in the system. So they know the judges, how the court system work, all of that, right? They even rename the judges. You know what I'm saying? You got like Hang 'em High Hathaway, meaning that hang 'em high, meaning that he gonna sentence you to a lot of time. And then you got people like Set 'em Free McCree. These is judges out of Detroit that I'm naming, but I'm just using this as an example. You got Set 'em Free McCree. McCree is a judge that is well known for letting everybody out. So what I mean by these jailhouse lawyers, they know the judges. You know what I'm saying? So basically they'll tell you like, yeah, oh, that's your judge. Well, your judge don't like robbers because your judge got robbed 20 years ago, going to the gas station, somebody robbed him and it traumatized him. So he don't like robbers. So every time he get a robber, he slam their ass. He don't care about the case, how it happened, nothing. He just slam you. So you got a robbing case, you don't want to go in front of him. You know what I'm saying? And then it might be a woman that don't like guys that prey on little kids. You know what I'm saying? So they be like, oh, you got him and that's the case you got? Oh, he about to book you because he don't like, people that be messing with little kids, blah, blah, blah. So the guys in the jail, they know what type of cases these judges don't like. Because judges is people too. So they got their group of people that they hate, as well. So basically the system know this. And what happened is when you get a case like this that's clearly indicating that it's a hatred crime, what they do is like when they send those type of cases to this judge, they'll know to redirect that paperwork to another judge because they know this judge not going to judge that person fairly. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably about the most that's going on with that situation. But since the law was pretty much broken because the $250 million bond is crazy, especially out of Pontiac. Don't nobody got no money like that. Like, come on, man, y'all tweaking, So I think what the way they did it is they correcting themselves by having a new judge, break down all the elements in her case to give her a righteous bond, since the hatred judge, gave her a ridiculous, way out of touch type of bond. You know what I'm saying? So I could be wrong. This is just my prediction of what I think, but that's honest to God truth. I think that's what it is. I think it's under a hatred type act, because you have judges that don't like certain cases and they say some outrageous shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was. That's why they had an immediate court date for a drastic bond change. The damn bond change difference was a $250 million difference. You know what I'm saying? $250 million cash. Come on, man. So I really think this was like a hatred act. The system had to correct it. So fuck it. Now she in field goal range, to basically just get out of jail walls until she gets sentenced, pretty much, But at the end of the day, I don't think she going nowhere. I don't think nobody about to pay that shit, she hit. You know, it is what it is. Even with this drastic change and everything, I think she still hit. You know, hopefully she is, but if not, she ain't gonna get to breathe. She ain't gonna get to do nothing. Just like I said in my live before, that, you know, she ain't gonna have no type of contact with her kids at all. So they said that in her stipulation, she can't have no type of contact with them at all. So even if she can get out, you know, she can't have no contact with them at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's gonna be for life, even if she don't get a lot of time. Like I said, now I'm thinking, you know, about the drastic drop, you know, in the bond. I'm thinking she might get some time, but it ain't gonna be a lot. I'm thinking she probably gonna get maybe 4 or 5 years at the most, you know. Just the way how it took a turn of event. You know, the court systems can be tricky like that. Sometimes you can think a motherfucker about to get a lot of time, and sometimes they don't. You know what I'm saying? Things change all the time. So the way how that changed like that, I think she might be only looking at a couple of years, because if they really looking to bury your ass and get you out the way, they not gonna give you a chance to get out. Even if it is under house arrest and all that, they not gonna give you a chance to walk out them jail bars. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna make sure that Oakland County got the money. They ain't pressed for it. You know what I'm saying? They greedy as hell, but they not pressed. You know what I'm saying? So it just lead me to believe that she not gonna get that much time. She might, but I don't think so. Because when they want your freedom, they make sure you don't get it back. You know what I'm saying? So she might got a good chance of not getting a lot of time, you know, especially with them revising her bond and everything. You know, again, just lead me to believe that that judge is being studied right about now, you know, and it's going to be under a hatred act, but that's just something for the system. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna put her name in a certain section, like, hey, just don't direct them files to her, because she gonna supersede it every time. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We don't need to be going back over them type of cases and shit like that, you know? So just don't send her them cases, because she gonna book a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, she not gonna lose nothing out of it. She just not gonna get them type of cases. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of instances, that's a good thing, you know, because sometimes with judges like that, they don't care what happened in your case. You could have been innocent, you know what I'm saying, but been charged with the case. And sometimes them type of judges, they don't care. Even if you is innocent, they still about to blow your top just because they don't like your case at all. They feel like you should have never been a part of that shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So they'll book your ass just for being a part of the case. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like those type of cases. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking. You know, it had to be something like that. That's the only thing that make any type of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of nowhere, court date, drastic bond change. They had to redo her case. And when they redid it, they seemed like, hey, it wasn't as bad as it seemed. Even though it is bad to the public and things like that, but to the system, it ain't that bad to them. You know what I'm saying? It's sad to say it, but that's the truth. So that's why they had to assign her a new judge. They had to re-go over her whole case, every element to her case. And after everything got broke down, came down to a $50,000 bond. See how the system worked? From $250 million to 50 bands. You see how the system worked? This why when I give my opinion, it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just because I've been there and I know that place and all of that, that don't mean that what I say is necessarily the truth. This is just my opinion because I've been there. I know how that system works. But again, they can always switch it up at any moment and play it how they want. Because at that point, you on their turf. You know what I'm saying? You in their house now. Now they can play you however they want to. They can give you the bare minimum, or they can give you a whole lot. It's up to them. It's whatever they want, however they feel. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. But take that shit to the chin and keep it moving. Because that's all there's to it. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.